I am
Hello,
Sarah,
and I'm CJ.
and we are here to hang out tonight and talk a little bit about writing and life as a writer and all that jazz. Alina is not with us tonight. She is ill. She messaged me and said she just wasn't feeling up to getting out of bed. And since it's like 3 in the morning for her, I kind of feel like maybe we should kind of let that go. So yeah. Um, so what did I say we were going to talk about? Oh, we're going to talk about like how our goals for last year went and how things changed and what we learned and blah blah blah.
Blah,
So
blah, blah.
I don't even say blah blah blah.
Except when I do not say blah, 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 do I say blah, blah, blah. I do not say it.
Yeah, Jacob tells me. My ear all of a sudden really hurts. I don't know what's going on.
It's trying to break away from the rest of your head.
No, I think it's allergies.
Ah,
So,
form its own
oh,
community.
you know what? I know this is live on stream and this is rude as shit, but I need to take my allergy medicine, and since my ear hurts, I'm going to do that. So,
Darn
um,
tootin'.
so my goal for this year was actually to get something else out, and that didn't happen. So I am a giant failure. But you're probably mostly giant failures too, statistically speaking, when it comes to like resolutions and whatnot. So I guess I'm in good company. Like pretty much
My only,
everyone statistically fails at something they set.
yeah, my only real goal well, no, that's not true. I didn't really have writing goals this year. Well, oh no, I did. I had a writing goal. I was going to finish the edit on my first book in my series, and that didn't happen um, at all. Like,
Okay,
yeah,
so like I feel like time went so fast, like we didn't have enough time to get from Christmas to Christmas. But at the same time, I feel like these goals were so fucking long ago.
I know, right?
Like I don't even know how to process how long ago that feels like it was when it feels also like that was not long ago. It's really strange. But I guess
Um,
it's easier to let time pass as you're putting something off than as you're doing something. So
that is true. Plus, things get in the way. Like, one of the things that for me I've learned is that if I don't prioritize something and then like, I am going to do this today, or I'm going to make effort towards this goal every day and actually do that, it doesn't get done. Like,
right.
time just, well, and like, I can make excuses like I quit my job, I moved, started a new business. Well, not a new business, but I'm expanding my business. And so that's taken up a lot of time. Um, Church always takes up a lot of time. So I could make that excuse, but it's not like I didn't have it before. So, um, but yeah, I just didn't prioritize. Like, that's my biggest problem. Is that I didn't prioritize this year. Or I prioritized other things over that writing goal.
Well, and I think looking as an outsider, I think when you put in your notice at your job, that your whole attitude changed. And I think
Oh my
that may have been
goodness,
where
yeah.
the shift took place.
Yes.
Because like I know like your attitude at your job changed, but your whole attitude changed. Like you started to think different about things as soon as you like had actually put in your notice, and that was like this shit is real.
Yeah. And that did,
So
and that altered how I acted towards things. Like, but I also think there's a certain amount of adjustments
mhm,
that had to be done that I wasn't like you know how you know things. I knew it rationally that it was
right,
going to create difference, but I wasn't really prepared for it. So
yeah. It's I mean the thing is that you anticipate all of the easy to anticipate difficulties.
yeah,
And the problem is that you haven't anticipated the difficult ones once they come along. So then you have to like actually come up with a solution on the spot. Whereas things like, where am I going to get cat food if I need it? You already thought of, because you might need to get cat food.
Right.
So, you know, those kinds of things do pop up, and, you know, that's kind of the thing. But I don't, you know, I mean, I worked on stuff all year. I just didn't get it done. I had it really slow. I'm working on it. I'm starting to get better. I'm starting to remind myself that I can edit one page, because that's the thing I have a problem with, where I'm like, well, if I'm not gonna get 5 pages, then what's the point? Well, because then 5 days goes by and you don't get any done. Whereas you can have 5 days go by where 5 pages totally get done.
Right. And that's more than nothing.
And I have that. I think that stems from my anxiety, because I also have, that's why I'm early to everything, because I'm like, I can't be late. So I correct that by being early.
Right. And that makes sense. I mean, like, that's.
And I mean, that's ultimately Larry's fault.
Everything is Larry's fault.
That's because he made me a chip off the mean old block.
Yes, he did.
Not my fault.
No, not at all. Nope. You can't fight destiny.
That's
well, true-ish. Although lots of really good stories have been written about fighting destiny. That's true. That is true.
To be fair. Yeah, I think this year has been pretty stressful at work. And I think that's probably the biggest thing that has like made writing difficult. When I get stressed out at my job, I have a tendency to come home and veg. So I need to kind of address how I'm doing my job at work too, so that I can kind of be able to coexist with both parts. So.
Do you want to talk about goals for this coming year?
I mean, I don't have any specific goals. I'm, you know, like I can't reasonably say I'm going to write, you know, 27 stories in a year. I just can't do that. I'd really like to get Hell's Bend done, and that's actually trucking right along now. I have sort of 3 chapters left. The last chapter is like one of those really short last chapters. So I have like 3 chapters left to edit. I think it's like 52 pages or something along those lines. And then I can start hitting on the edits from you guys. So Claire hit 70% of her goals this year in terms of writing. That's awesome.
Nice job, Claire.
I don't make enough goals to be able to give you percentages. It's usually like, I failed at 100% of my goals this year. Congratulations to me. I am the winner. Well, Claire, you have to keep challenging yourself. That's important. Yeah. I should do a better job of it. I really have a hard time nailing myself to rules. Like, and I think it comes with the same, like, that's how I write too. Like, I just go. So I think it's just hard for me to kind of deal with the fact that that's like, that doesn't have to extend across the whole thing, but in my brain it kind of does.
I get distracted easily. That's most of my problem.
As do I. However, I know what I should be doing the whole time.
Yeah.
That's that impatience, lateness, anxiety shit sneaking up. So I'll be sitting here watching videos, loving the fucking videos, and going, I really should be editing. Sometimes I'll sit my editing in front of me and I'm like, I'll accidentally edit something. And every once in a while I do. Like, that's kind of how that one page got edited. Like, I got distracted and started editing, and I was like, shit, I didn't want to do this. I tricked myself.
Darn it, I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, it was awesome. So, but yeah, that's I get distracted easily too, but it's not the same. Like, because like you can get distracted with nothing,
Yes.
and I have a hard time with that. That's not a thing I can really do. You know, there always has to be something to distract me. To be distracted. Yeah. So.
I like to think my brain distracts me, so it's really my brain's fault. Like my brain is a separate entity or something. But
well, Carl Pilkington wants to know if you are your brain or if you are you.
Yes.
He's my favorite person in the universe.
I know. I think this idea of writing down stuff, I think is going to be, I hope, is going to be a good choice for me.
Yeah.
Having it written down on a sheet of paper.
Yeah.
And really taking the time to plan for things.
I do have like my daily planner sheets in a folder.
Right.
Oh, that made my highlighter explode. And then like the last page is just like an organizational birthdays for 2018. So I write people's birthdays in there, who I need. And then I've got some other stuff that I was going to kind of work on to help me figure out what exactly I need to do. But then I've got my video list, videos I want to work on, and then a tag I'm working on. So,
how's that going?
I have 9 questions. I'm not 100% sure. I was going to send them to you so you could review them and see what you think, because, you know, I'm dumb. So, but yeah.
We roll my eyes at that.
Well, I mean, this is not my thing.
No, that's true. But it doesn't make you dumb.
But I'm dumb at that. Bitch, fight me. Neither of us is particularly physically scrappy, but I think it can take you because I got like a foot on you.
That's true. No, you've only got like 7 inches.
Yeah. That's what she said. It was not my fault. You set that all the way up. I could like
I did.
It circulated like 3 times before I was like, you know what, fuck it. I can't let it go. So I am Stop messing with your eyeball. What are you doing?
I'm sorry, my contact is bothering me.
You're on the freaking internet, touching your eyeball, freaking out people.
I know, I'm sorry, people of the internet. Contact is bothering me.
They're scared of you touching your eyeball like that, you loony.
Well, they need to get over it.
This silver eyeliner that I have on my waterline makes my eyes really dry.
Does it?
So, yeah, so if I seem like I'm blinking constantly, it's because I have the silver on. But I like it. I can't help it.
It really lightens up your eye, like it makes them bigger.
And I need that.
You do. Everybody needs bigger eyes. If you did a little bit more, you'd have anime eyes.
See, but you're talking, so it doesn't see me making faces. Because when it's just the two of us, it doesn't. No, when it's just the two of us, it doesn't. When it's just the two of us, it just switches back and forth.
Nice.
Once you add a third person, it puts them in the corner. I don't know why that is. I don't know why you wouldn't want both of them. I don't. The hell do I know? I'm not in charge of shit because I don't know shit.
Yep. Same here.
Word. Things are going well with that, though. That's the only thing I haven't fucked up in my life is the shit I'm not in charge of. It might be fucked up, but I didn't do it.
Right. You're like, I will not take responsibility for that.
Yeah, like my cat needing an enema, not my fault.
No.
I did nothing to him.
Nope. He just decided.
Although he was convinced I did.
To be fair, you took him there to have that inflicted on him.
Yeah. Yeah. He's sleeping now, though. He's doing so good.
Yeah.
He slept next to me today. I was on the D&D stream that Travis does with like Alina and Mike and
Oh yeah.
Bob. Oh God, I don't know his name. I'm so bad with people's names. Anyway, that's over on his Plastic Age Productions page. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
Because when
if he
it
was a
pops
good
up as
husband and he was watching my stream, he'd post it in the chat, but he's not, and he's not. So.
What is he doing? Is he loafing?
I don't know.
Or is he getting ready
He's
to go?
probably in the bedroom reading, which means asleep. Our upstairs neighbor, Aaron, his band is playing tonight.
Okay.
At District, which is not my
I don't
thing.
know.
So, it's kind of a meat market bar.
Oh.
Like, it's really good if you're gonna go get laid.
Okay.
But I'm not interested in that, even if I weren't married.
Right.
So, not really my scene. But we're gonna go see his band. It'll be fun.
Well, you have Travis.
Yeah, and I mean, if we had more money, I might drunk Twitter, but I don't think I have enough money for any of that.
That is sad.
That has happened before, though.
Yes.
You know, what you gonna do? Bad boys, what you gonna do?
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
See? Everybody knows it. It's a good song. But
I wouldn't go that far, but
yeah, everybody has their own lyrics for it, and it's great. Like if you listen to someone and they're singing it with it,
yeah.
They will try to come up with lyrics. Those lyrics are unintelligible.
Right.
So everybody just like makes shit up, and it's great. It's the greatest.
The greatest thing ever.
Word. Absolute demente. So you reading anything right now?
I have been reading. Well, I'm still reading this. About halfway.
Oh,
it's Sense and Sensibility.
Show us something, or it disappears.
Sorry. I'm still reading Sense and Sensibility, and then I have a couple of Terry Pratchett books that are on my list to get this done. I'm reading a book by N.T. Wright, who's a theologian, called The Day the Revolution Began. I'm reading a trashy romance novel, which is mostly because I had an anxiety attack today and I needed something that didn't require me to think to read. I think that's all I have. Oh, and I'm also listening to a really good book by a historian I really like. Her name is Susan Wise Bauer. It's called, I'll tell you in just a second. I think it's called The Story of Modern Science, or The Story of Science, or something like that. Oh, The Story of Western Science. Oh crap, I need to start. Yeah, it's called The Story of Western Science, From the Writings of Aristotle to the Big Bang Theory. It's really good. She doesn't, like, hang on, I'm gonna see. Excuse me. But she doesn't talk about whether things are right or wrong, or like, it's all about, it's strictly from primary sources, and she's just tracing the line of scientific thought, which is really cool in the Western world. And so like she's where I am in the book right now, she's talking about how the the conquering of the Iberian Peninsula by Western forces put Aristotelian and other Greek scientists put their original, or not original text, but their actual text, not just notes on their text, but their actual texts back in the hands of Western Europe, which they didn't have before. All they had were notes on the text. So they, like, the scholastics, which were a theological movement in the Middle Ages, they were familiar with Aristotelian ideas and Platonist ideas, but they weren't, they didn't actually have the texts or copies of the texts in this case. All they had were notes on the texts or copies of notes on the text. So it was those being reintroduced into Western Europe jump-started the Renaissance. So it's really cool. She talks about it within the context of the history, and she talks about how much of the Western world until I don't even remember. Nope, I lost my train of thought. Anyway, it's very, very good. I like it a lot. And I have like a bunch of her books. I have A Story of Western Science, then I have A History of the Ancient World, The History of the Medieval World, The History of the Renaissance World, all of which are excellent. She's very funny for a historian. Like, the history of the ancient world is particularly hilarious. She quotes Herodotus talking about Khufu, the pharaoh who built the Great Pyramid at Giza, and apparently Herodotus didn't like him and said he was a very bad man. And it's like things like that. It's just very funny. But she actually opens that one talking about how the role of the historian cannot be to. Why are you poking your cat in the butt?
I'm just poking him. I can't see where I'm poking him. He's back there.
I think he's cleaning his ass.
Indecent. He's doing something indecent. That's why having pets is always interesting.
It is. My cat is loafing in the recycled paper pile that I have down here on the floor that I haven't taken over to the recycling can.
She's a slightly smaller loaf.
Recycling bag. She is. She is a slightly smaller loaf. She's like 4 pounds smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's 12 pounds now. I weighed her the other day.
Crowley was 9.4 when I took him to the vet, and he was really constipated, so I bet he's down to 9.
Wow.
But he's in a bigger place as far as like open space goes. And he runs a lot.
Does he?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I suppose since there are fewer people to like.
Right, like he can start at my bedroom and run straight through up to the windows, and then he jumps off of that, and turns around and goes back the other way.
Right.
Sometimes he does it like 4 or 5 times in a row. So.
Yeah. Anyone in this house, he doesn't have the dogs barking at him, and.
Right, or people tripping over him.
Or people, yeah.
Trying to grab him, or so.
Yeah, it's definitely a more cat-running friendly house. That's.
Yeah. Oh,
Tag doesn't do much for him. Oh. That's good. That means you don't have to bathe him, right?
Oh, I already did.
Oh. How did he take that?
You couldn't be around him. You couldn't.
Yeah.
No. No, there's nothing good about what happened there.
Oh. Poor Crowley.
Yeah, he was super sick.
How did he take the bath? Was he pissed?
I washed him with a washcloth.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, no, he was pissed at first, But then I think once I started like scrubbing where he was dirty, he was just like, all right, fine.
I guess that's acceptable.
Yeah, he was like fighting me, and then all of a sudden he was just like held still, and I didn't hold him down anymore.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought I was going to get fucked up.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Because he's a badass, but he also felt awful for a while there, so.
Yeah, feeling awful makes you a little less of a badass, just because at some point you just don't care. You just feel so
Yeah.
shitty. You're just like, ugh, I don't even care.
Yeah, but he didn't even like try to sit on the couch or anything when he was sick. Like he was so weird. Like he was hiding everywhere, and
Yeah.
He was so strange for him. So. You know my little cupboard where Dreamer sits next to me? He climbed in there for the first time ever.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is very strange.
Yeah, I was afraid that he was going to try to be alone to die. And I guess on some level he was. He was probably like 48 hours away.
Right.
Just from dehydration was all. But who knows when he would have ruptured if he was going to rupture, you know?
Oh my goodness.
Like that could have been. But he wouldn't eat or drink either. So that was a thing.
Poor baby.
So I think now he's cleaning his butthole. There's nothing I can do about it though. I mean, I could do like this. Is that a problem solved for all y'all? You know, look at my mess. Look at my mess. Ta-da!
It's a lovely mess.
Yeah, but there's no cats licking their buttholes.
That is true.
So
can you see my new
I'll check back with him later.
My new bookends from there? Can you see them in the picture?
I can't actually see them though. I can tell that your books are held up.
So I got four sets. No, 3 sets and one singular. Yeah, I did. Oh crap! I just knocked a bunch of stuff off. So I got this one.
Oh, that's cute.
But unfortunately, it doesn't fit on anything. Like it doesn't fit anywhere. So I think I'm gonna have to give this one back. Like I'm gonna have to send it back because there's just I can't. It doesn't fit anywhere. We have too many books. And then I got one that says books are for your mind what exercise is for your body. And then the ones that are actually behind me say so many books, so little time. And then there's actually a set that's like this one, but it's 2 and it's called The Reader, and I think it's a dude, a person reading something up against this part. So, and that one's in my room. But I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this one or that one just because like we have so many books, like literally we have books that we only really needed 2 sets of bookends. I thought we would need more, but we only really need 2. We need one for that because the books are on top.
Yeah, that's what
and they would just fall over.
Ones I have for.
Right. And then on the bottom of this shelf over here, we have a set of books on the bottom that it doesn't quite take the whole thing. Although maybe I should move. I think that's Terry Pratchett. Like Pratchett's down there on the bottom shelf. But I think I have some more over on the bookshelf on the other side of this wall. So maybe I should move those over and then maybe I could use this one because I really like this one. Like I think this one is super cute. But yeah. And I figured out how to get I have my whiteboard up. It's not really, I don't know, it's sort of functional.
attached.
Yeah, it's not attached at all. So, but it's up and I can put stuff on it. So that's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I have like this, which I use sometimes, but I can't get it to stick to a wall because it's just like a flat back.
Right.
But I have these things, but my walls are so textured. I don't know if you guys can tell in this. Of course, now it brightens up. There we go. You can kind of see the texture on it. And the texture is so drastic that it's hard to actually find a spot where two things are this far apart that I can stick it to. So it just kind of floats around, and once in a while I write something on it. Sometimes I use it for videos, but like I have to find a place to prop it. Because it also doesn't have like a kickstand or anything.
Which is dumb.
Right, like at least give me a fucking kickstand. And then I had a fancy plate holder. Like
right. Yeah, a plate stand.
Yeah. But that would just automatically close in on itself. So I hot glued it open, and then I don't know what happened to it ultimately. We do have music stands, but I can't just take the music stand over for my green whiteboard.
Why not?
Because it's really Travis's for D&D.
Ah.
So.
I was thinking the other day, yesterday, when was it we went to the nursing home?
I don't know. Martians. Alphabet soup.
I think it was
lemons.
Yes. No, I don't know. Yesterday or
Lemons.
Wednesday. I don't remember which one it was. But we went to the nursing home and I took my ukulele and we sang Christmas carols, and I was really hoping, like, I was like, you know what I really need? I need a music stand. Like, I need a music stand. So I think maybe, and one of those would be really nice downstairs too.
Mm-hmm. Travis got a really nice one for like, I don't know, $20, I think.
Yeah, they're not expensive. It's just until I get.
You have to actually go do it too. Like that's the reason people don't have them. If people saw those in a regular store, they'd go, that'll come in handy at some point.
Right. But the only place you can get them is like music stores.
You have to go to a music store for them. And when most people go to the music store, they're going there for something. So it's not the same as walking.
They're not like there to browse.
Right. Right. They might be there to browse guitars or keyboards, but they're not there to just like, let me see your other random inventory.
Right. Although I will say that when I go to the music store here in town, I do have a tendency to come out with more than I planned.
Yeah, but isn't that a lot of times like you buy more music than you expected to, and like it's what you looked at essentially? It's in the same category.
If I go looking for music for me, I do. But that happens if I go looking for music for me. If I go looking for music for my students, I will end up looking, because they have like this whole the big music store over on the north side. Reman's has a whole section of basically music tchotchke crap. Like it has stickers and socks and little egg shakers and little hand percussion instruments and I'm trying to think, t-shirts. There's a t-shirt that I really like. It says what part of, and then it has this measure of Rachmaninoff music, which is like ridiculous. There's like tons and tons of notes on it. Right. And it says, don't you understand? Although I have to say, my favorite shirt that I've ever seen, music shirt I've ever seen, I got from Amanda for Christmas, and it says, it's got a treble staff on it, and it has 4 quarter notes in FACE, and it says "So's your face."
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
So I fell in love with that. It's a lovely, lovely shirt.
Yeah.
But yeah. I kind of want, they have
all music stands.
Yeah, music stands. I do. I have to be very careful going to the music store because I could easily spend hundreds of dollars there.
Yeah.
Easily. Yeah. I could probably easily spend thousands of dollars if I had thousands of dollars to spend there.
Right.
Like,
you don't think in thousands because that's not a thing that happens.
Yeah. No, but if I'm not careful, I could spend like $200 there and the drop of a hat, not like
not really.
Like I get up to the front and they'll be like, "That will be $275." They'll be like, "Crap! What did I get?" Yeah. And that's with my teacher discount.
Yeah, when I used to play bass because I played a 6-string, just buying strings was fucking ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Because that fucking low B, man, sorry, I dropped a nail polish earlier and I just kicked it. That low B is like a pound of fucking metal or something. It's ridiculous.
Did you have to buy your strings individually or did you buy them as a set?
You could buy them either way, but bass strings don't break very often, so buying them individually doesn't make much sense.
Right.
So, and I know like you can boil them to make them sound brighter and last longer, but that was not a thing I was about to do. So
that seems like an awful lot of work.
And it also sounds like a really good way to accidentally burn myself or have my cats eat my strings or, yeah.
Right.
So
the last time I restrung my guitar, I put I think it's the G. That's the low one, right? Low G. That's the top string on the guitar. I don't know. Anyway,
yeah, I don't know. I don't remember my guitar well enough.
Attached it to the tuning key wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't realize it until after I'd clipped it. So, like, I could go back and fix it, like,
yeah.
But it's been that way for so long now. I'm just gonna have to I just need to replace the whole string. But
yeah.
But I don't play guitar enough to really make that worth my while.
Yeah, I never played enough guitar. Like I played a classical, an acoustic classical for like, I don't know, a year and a half. And then I switched to bass. So I never even had like guitar, like electric guitar string, fingers. Like my fingers never dealt with those tiny, tiny strings. Like, that freaks my fingers out. That gives me the willies. I don't want to touch it.
My biggest problem with the guitar is my fingers are too short to wrap around the neck effectively. Like there's a couple of, I can play D pretty easily. I can do E, A, and G.
Yeah, see, and I think part of the reason I played a 6-string bass was because my hands are huge. And so like it was just more comfortable to play a 6-string. And it's also way more comfortable for me to do this than it is for me to do this.
Oh yeah, sure.
My tightness, like this, makes my hands hurt so bad.
I'm sure.
I type more like a person plays piano than a typist types.
So like you type like this?
More like that usually, yeah. Because otherwise my hands hurt.
Yeah. When my students, we do this.
I'm lazy, so it's not like good, but
it's not good hand technique.
No, it's not, but it's more like that than like a keyboard.
When I'm teaching new students how to, I've seen several different techniques for teaching them how, and usually they're like, pretend like you're holding a ball, but kids tend to like make their hands like a C, like this, and they're holding a ball, and that's really not what you want. So I found I'm using this new curriculum with one of my new students. I actually really like it. Most of my students are using what's called Alfred's Basic Piano Lessons or Alfred's Premier or something like that. But This one is called Piano Adventures. But this one teaches them that you start with a closed fist and you make your hand bloom like a flower, so that it teaches them to do this with their hand rather than like this.
Right.
So that their fingers get open. And that seems to work really well. She still does the, like, when she plays, she picks up her fingers. Like when she's not playing with that finger, her fingers are like.
Right.
But I think most of my students that I've ever, like, they've started early with me, they do that. And it eventually they get, like, they grow out of it.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping I can add some more students in January. I've had two possible interests, but I'm hoping, like, after the new year I'll hear something.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you looked at writing jobs at all? Have you done any of that kind of stuff?
Not a lot. Mostly because well, last week I was trying frantically to get Christmas presents done, and
right.
This week was Christmas, so I haven't done a lot of that. I'm hoping after, what do I have? Like after, so Tuesday I have some, like next week I have some time marked off for applying for freelance writing jobs. One of my biggest problems is that, like, a lot of freelance writing jobs are like for very specific kinds of writing.
Mm-hmm.
And I always have a little bit of not anxiety, but like I question whether I'm actually qualified to write about that, do that kind of writing.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess you kind of have to start somewhere, so I guess.
Yeah. And here's the thing, like, I'm not afraid to be rejected, but I'm terrified of being rejected.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
Like, which is one of the stupidest things. Like, it irritates me that my brain works like that. It's stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense though. Yeah, I don't miss submitting stuff and all that jazz. But I think I miss writing short stories right now, so I think that's something I might want to focus on this year. I feel like that's probably my strongest. And maybe I'm wrong about that, but that's how I feel about it. So that's a thing I'd like to look at doing. You see my mac and cheese bowl. Don't judge me. I did that so that you wouldn't have to look at my cat cleaning his butthole, and now he's asleep again.
Yeah. I'm going to have beef barley soup when we're done here.
Ew. I'm not a barley fan.
No?
Mm-mm.
Do you like oatmeal?
Mm-hmm. Occasionally, mostly in cookies.
Yeah, fair enough.
I like most things in cookies, but they can't save raisins.
Right. That's so sad. I love raisins.
Leave my motherfucking fruit hydrated. I'm gonna do a rant video. Do a rant video about hydrating my fucking food. Except my meats. You can dehydrate my meats. I will eat dehydrated meats.
You're so funny.
That's rules, man.
Fruit rules, apparently.
Yes. I am the fruit ruler. The fruler, if you will.
The Fruler.
The Fruler.
I actually don't mind dehydrated fruit. I'm not a huge fan of dried bananas.
I don't recommend a dehydrated cat.
No. I can't imagine that would be tasty at all.
They don't enjoy it much either.
No, I can't imagine. Can't imagine. I know I don't enjoy being dehydrated. I don't know that I've ever actually been dehydrated.
Well, I'm sure you technically have been because you're dehydrated like as soon as you're thirsty, I guess you're dehydrated technically. But they've never had to like give you subcutaneous
Pump me with, yeah, I've never had to do that. I've never been so dehydrated that I was 48 hours away from dying.
Yeah. No. Don't tell him that. He doesn't need to know that. He'll be just fine.
I have no idea where my cat went. Oh, she's on the couch. She's hard to see since she lost weight. She doesn't like take up all the space she used to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He still takes up all of his room.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. He's like,
cat.
This is all mine. I claim it.
Yeah, but he's just big.
Yeah, he is. He's long and he's
lanky and weird. He's my long, lanky, weird thing.
He is.
Yeah, so I'm hoping this year will be a productive one. Maybe get some things out. I don't know. I don't like see, and that's the thing that's so hard is because I don't plan anything.
Yeah.
I can't tell you like how much I think I can get done next year because I don't plan. So
right.
I can't tell you like, oh, I have 3 stories that are cooking. I don't know that. I need to finish my nano story. I really kind of stopped writing. But I had trouble focusing when they changed my medicine a couple months ago. And then when they changed it again, that made things really bad. And I haven't really been able to refocus since then. So I think I need to just like hone in and refocus on that shit.
Honing.
Word.
I need to finish mine. That's like first on my list of things to do next week.
Yeah.
Well, second after my videos. My biggest goal is to get do 2 videos every week.
Yeah.
That's
how far out do you have them planned?
Just for January.
Okay.
And I have topics for each one in January. And so I have them all laid out with some I have the opening, the main idea of the video and then what the closing is. I just laid out a little outline for each one so that I have an idea so I can go back and flesh it out later. And then I think maybe once I get a couple of them under my belt, then I'll go through and I'll do February. So maybe next week I'll go through and start working on February, maybe the week after that. Because they're 2 very different types of videos. So Monday videos, Music Monday, that's all about information specifically about music, and it's more cerebral. Here is information about music and why it's important, and here are some things that you should know about music. But then Wednesday is more like an update, kind of what you do on Sunday.
Okay.
I focused more on that. And then I also decided I'm going to try and get my blog going again. So I have those topics planned out.
that's good.
So
And that's all for
yeah,
January?
like I feel like that's all for January. Yeah, I have all of January ready. So it's mostly at this point just a matter of getting. I'm thinking like if I get halfway through January, then I can start planning February.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought, well, I don't see why I can't start planning February now. But I feel like that would be, I don't know. I go back and forth on how far out is too far out to plan. Because, shit happens. Things come up.
You can always shift things, though. But I mean, the further out you have plans, the better off.
Right.
Like, you could always later be like, oh, an event happened, so I want to do this video instead. I'll just push everything back.
Yeah.
Or I move this holiday video, or,
Yeah. I suppose I could do that, yeah. Maybe
That's
I will.
one of the problems I run into is if I haven't planned ahead, then I get to, like, go record, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about today.
Right.
I have legs. That's all I got for you.
Well, it's not going to happen tomorrow. Well, it could happen tomorrow. Maybe I could get it. No, we have to go. Cassie and I have to run errands tomorrow morning. We have to get my car started because my car won't start.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, well, it's because it's been sitting outside in the cold for, well, now it's been 5 days.
Right.
I haven't gone anywhere. Cassie drove to, I drove Sunday morning. I drove Fiona and I to church, and then I drove her to mom and dad's house, and then I drove home Sunday afternoon. That was the last time I drove my car. Because Cassie drove back Sunday night, we drove to church Sunday night, then we stayed at mom and dad's. We came home Monday, but we didn't go anywhere on Tuesday. And Wednesday, I think Wednesday was the day we went to the nursing home. But Cassie drove us to mom and dad's. And then, so I didn't have to drive. I think I was going to drive. I think that was the day I was going to drive, and my car wouldn't start.
Oh, okay.
It was just completely cold. So we're going to have to jump it, which isn't a problem, but I don't want to jump it, let it run for a couple of minutes, or sit out in the cold for 20 minutes while it runs. I want it to I want to jump it and then drive somewhere so it gets.
Right, so it heats up and you're not doing nothing with it.
Right. And so the battery has a chance to recharge and all that stuff. It's just a pain. But it's part of having an older car and parking outside.
Yeah, I mean, we park in a garage, but the garage isn't attached to anything, so.
Yeah. On the other hand, it's got to be a little more, right, and it's a little bit, tiny bit warmer. You don't know wind going through it or whatever. Well, and if I had thought about it when we got home Monday night, I would have started it and let it run for a couple of minutes. But I didn't think about it until Tuesday, and then we weren't going anywhere, and I'm like, we'll just jump it. And then Wednesday, it was dark by the time we went out there, and So we got to jump my car tomorrow, and then we got to run some errands. And then Fiona is coming to spend the night tomorrow night.
Whoa.
Yeah. So
one last thing before we go ahead and kick off here. I was considering doing a New Year's stream. Probably 11 till 12:30 or something. Would that be something you'd be available for?
I think so. Cassie and I really didn't have a lot planned. And she's been sick, so I don't know that she's even necessarily going to be up for staying up until midnight. So
yeah, people in the comments comment below if you would want to see a New Year's stream. It would be midnight Central Time. And then obviously it would be up, but we could maybe
I will
some
bring my
fun stuff.
Moscato. I got cupcake Moscato.
That sounds like madness.
To be fair, it's not cupcake flavored. Cupcake is the brand.
Brand. Oh. Okay.
So, and we had Moscato, but I figured we should each have our own bottle for New Year's.
That makes
Not
sense.
like we'll drink them both, but.
Oh, I take down like 4 bottles of champagne.
I know.
I have a superpower. It's never losing a tolerance.
Right?
It's a shitty superpower, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I don't have much of a tolerance at all.
Yeah. I don't have any tolerance for going to a shit bar.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's like the grossest bar.
Could you take some like Lysol spray with you and just spray randomly?
That doesn't cure douchebag.
It does if you get them in the eye.
No, like this, like people get stabbed in this bar.
Oh.
People bust out windows in the bar. There's been shootings in the bar, I think. Shootings are not 100% probably. I think some guy like there was something. I don't remember what the last thing was. There was something recently, but it's just like these garbage people. No. And it's obviously it's not everybody there, but there's enough garbage people that it's like an unpleasant place to be usually.
And clearly they don't get rid of the garbage people when they start misbehaving.
Right, like if you have a group of 300 people, but 5 of them are garbage and they're fucking associating with each other, that's a shit fucking place to be.
Right.
Like that's the unfortunate thing. And I mean, there's like plenty of like relatively douchey people that you just don't interact with, and there's whatever. But
right.
But like people starting fights and shit, that's everybody's fucking business.
That's obnoxious.
Yeah.
Why you gotta start fights?
But we won't be late because the band that we're seeing is the opening band.
So, that's nice. So that means you can leave after that.
Before the drunk fucks get fucked.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That's the plan anyway.
Well, it's not a horrible plan.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see. But I think that'll wrap it up for tonight. I'll try to come up with some fun stuff on Sunday. Maybe we can take some suggestions if anyone has any ideas of some fun stuff to do to like live stream on New Year's. That's all good. But we will see you guys all like Sunday. I put lotion on, sorry.
You're not sorry.
Dry up in here. But I think we have a stream tomorrow morning with Elena, but she's not feeling well. So that one's up in the air. But I also will have a video on Sunday this week. I don't know how good it's going to be, but there's going to be one. And then probably a stream Sunday night, so look out for that. I will obviously post that as soon as I get it ready to go and confirmed or whatever. So otherwise, everybody have a good night, good writing, and we will see you all later.
Bye.